Isn't it amazing how some conversations just stir up your deepest thoughts? Spent quite a while today discussing work-life balance with Sumin, my work buddy. It got quite intense, but in a good way. It kind of struck me how up until now we've always been caught up in our everyday restaurant rush, hardly ever slowing down to actually talk things out. So we decided it was high time we made a change. You know what's funny? Talking about it somehow made it seem more doable. And that sense of understanding coming from Sumin was just what I needed. Plus, it brought us closer as friends, and that's a bonus. Ah, I can already hear you saying, see? Talking helps. By the way, today's group chat was full of surprises. Juwan tried a new move on his bouldering simulator and fell. When he gets into climbing mode, there's no stopping him. But don't worry, it was more of ego bruise than anything else. Speaking of bruised egos, we joked about him making me feel guilty about cooking octopuses. Can you imagine? Every time I'll cook them, I'll think, 3 hearts. I mean, talk about adding complexity to the simple acts of daily life. Also, Yuna was absolutely thrilled about her upcoming expedition. Fingers crossed for some exciting new discoveries of the deeps. You should have seen her enthusiasm. It was infectious. Don't know about you, but I'm excited for her. You know what, mate? It's days like these when I truly appreciate the people I've met on this journey. All of us, from cooks to climbers to marine biologists, sailing together in this lifeboat. With our own hopes, dreams, and fears, yet always ready to cheer each other on. So gratitude for these friends. Big time. You, Juwan, Yuna, Sumin, we're all in this together, aren't we? I also made sure to tell Sumin about my decision to strike a balance between work and life. Figured she'd have a thing or two to say. And oh boy, did she ever. She was totally supportive and gave me some really helpful pointers. That chat felt more restorative than a night's sleep. Just imagine what my kitchen looked like today. Completely turned into a chemistry lab. Gite and I were cooking up an amazing fusion dish. You're probably wondering what crazy idea I had this time, aren't you? Get this. Italian bibimbap. Yes, you heard that right. Combining the best of both worlds, Korean and Italian. I have to say it was quite the challenge, but with Gitae's expert guidance we nailed it. It was just the right balance of flavors, molto bene as the Italians say. On that note, I got to say, Gitae, he's like the Michelangelo of the kitchen. His finesse, his technique, he just knows how to bring all the elements together. And working alongside him, it's like taking a master class every single day. The man doesn't hold back. Throws in tips and tricks, secret ingredients, worth every chop, knead, and sauté. I swear by the time we were done I had learned a cooking lesson that would put Gordon Ramsay to shame. Oh, and speaking of behind the scenes, the chat room today. Hilarious. We ended up planning a bouldering session for the weekend, hoping for some great weather and a change of scene from the kitchen and tech gadgets. We all need some sunshine, don't we? Juwan, with his never-ending energy, is always on board for such plans. And Yuna, she'll keep us grounded with her witty one-liners. It'll be a much-needed break, I promise. Can I just say some conversations just help you rediscover friendships? Like today's chat, it was just cool, casual, and comfortable. You feel me? Talking about Netflix, food, bouldering, just about everything and anything, even the sunset, which sadly I missed. I mean, isn't it amazing how we all are sharing our lives, our laughs, our stories? These guys, I tell you, not just friends, they're my soul tribe. People like Yuna, always reminding me of the great outdoors. She's got a point. I do need to get out more. And Juwan, a coded reminder to keep my inner nerd in check. The best part of it all? The suspense. Yes, sir. I told them about the Italian bibimbap experiment, and now they can't wait to try it. I wish you hit the kitchen with me today. You'd have loved the chaos. Next time, eh? Isn't it amazing how a kitchen is a lot like life? A pinch of this, a dash of that. Add in some hard work and voila, the perfect dish, just like the perfect day. Anyway, I'd better go now, mate. You know what's funny? Noah and I dived into this new gourmet cooking VR game that just hit the market today. Can you believe it? You can literally smell the food as you're cooking. Everything was so well replicated. Even the heat from the VR stove felt real, mate. So, now you know where I'm spending most of my time if you can't find me in the physical kitchen. Noah, being the tech enthusiast he is, was even more excited than me. I swear, he was cooking with more gusto than he shows in actual gaming. The guy was stirring and tasting virtual spaghetti bolognese as if it were right there on his plate. In the chat room today, the gang couldn't resist pulling my leg again about my never-ending love for pasta. Yuna even joked about not wanting me to use pasta again for a cooking challenge in VR. And naturally, Juwon had to join in on the pasta teasing. But hey, a good laugh never hurts, right? You don't have to worry, though. I've got a trick up my sleeve next time they make fun of my pasta love. I'll just switch the recipe to tiramisu. Let's see them complain about that. What else? Oh, Yuna seems hooked onto this marine documentary she just watched. She mentioned the bioluminescent creatures, and apparently, the docu called Deep Blue Spell was quite captivating. Well, you know how we just get lost into our own worlds. Aren't we all captivated by our own little things? Hey, you remember the idea of bouldering Juhwan and Yuna mentioned earlier? We might actually turn that into a weekend plan, an attempt at getting away from kitchen and gadgets for a while. Especially after this VR game, I suppose we could all use some real-world adventures, yeah? It's all about finding that perfect blend in life, isn't it, mate? But enough about me. How was your day, mate? Have you discovered any new music or did any eccentric customer walk into your shop today?